everybody, it's Rosalyn from Rosalyn's Creations, and today I'm going to show you how I made this card. It's got the Hello Chick image from the stamp set that's part of the celebrations. It's got the happy birthday from the birthday blast, and I've used a few leaves from the Lovely as a Tree stamp set. I've layered up the inside and embossed on the inside, also embossing along this edge as well. I like to do that, it defines that last layer. Now I'll just show you how I made this card. Okay, to make the card today I am using crumb cake, which is cut at 11.5 inches by 8 1/4. I've got some layers here. The first layer in real red, and that is 7 7/8 by 5.5. Basic black is 7 5/8 by 5 1/4, and the top layer for the inside is 7.5 by 5. These are the items that are going into the middle. I'm going to stamp on this one. Okay, we've got some scraps as well, and I've got some watercolour paper, I've got some real red and some basic black. The items I'm using is from the layering squares. I'm using the largest 2 layers, one with the serrated edge and this the straight edge. From the stitched shapes I'm using the largest square shape, which is that one, so I'll keep that one out, that to one side. And the stamp sets I'm using today, I've got this from the Celebration catalogue, Hey Chick, and I'm going to be using this stamp here. From the Lovely as a Tree stamp set, I'm just using these small elements, the little acorn and the little leaf there. And from Birthday Blast, I'm using the big happy birthday. I've already got all of these mounted on my blocks. I'm using a B block for the leaves, I'm using a D block for the chicken, and I'm using the I block for the happy birthday. Okay, I'm also going to be using some watercolour pencils, and I've chosen from there the Early Espresso and the Basic Grey. I'm going to be doing some stamping with Memento Black and with Versamark. And with the Versamark I'm going to be embossing, so I'll be using my embossing buddy, and I'm going to use the copper embossing powder. Okay, let's get going. First of all, I'm going to start by stamping on my watercolour paper. I'm going to be doing this in the Memento Black, and I'm going to be using my chicken from the Hey Chick stamp set. And we're literally just going to stamp that on the paper. Okay, pop the lid back on there. I have a tendency to put my hand in it. And now I'm going to use the watercolour pencils. I've got the Basic Grey, and we're going to just put some lay some colour down here on the necklace of the chicken, a little bit under there. Oh, I do need one more colour out of there, bear with me. And I'm going to need the real red. We're going to put some colour in the comb of the chicken in real red, and just under here. And then we're going to use the early espresso, just lay some colour down, lower down. Okay, now we're going to just watercolour over this. I'm using my aqua painter. I'm just going to spread that colour around. Okay, now I'm going to use the stitched framelit to cut this out. So I'm just going to position that there and I'm going to run it through my big shot. Be right back with you. And there we have it. Now I'm going to take the basic black and I'm going to cut that out with the scalloped framelit using my big shot. Right, there's that one cut out in the basic black using the scalloped edge, and now I'm going to cut a smaller straight square, where is it gone, that one up there, out of the real red, and I'll be right back with you as soon as I've done that, popping it through my big shot. Okay, and here we have it. So now these will layer up as the focal point on the front of the card, like that, and with this one popped up on the top. Okay, I want to do some embossing on this one, and I've got some stamping to do on this and embossing on this. So if you bear with me, we'll get busy with that. Right, on the front of the card, because this is going to sit in the middle, we just need to know where that's going to be, and then I'm going to put the big happy birthday at the bottom and on there. Right, so using the Versamark ink pad, I'm going to first of all stamp up the happy birthday. Make sure it's fully covered and pop this down here. And then using the little acorn leaves, we're going to just stamp randomly all the way around here. Changing them around a little bit. If you've noticed, I've got them both mounted on one stamp block. Okay, move that one out of the way. And I'm just going to bring in some paper. And using the copper embossing powder, I'm just going to sprinkle this all over my card. Just take away any bits that may have strayed. There we are. Right. Just pop that away. One little pot of embossing powder will last for so long because you barely use anything. Most of it goes back into the pot. Right, I'm just going to get my embossing gun. Okay, now that we can layer up the front of the card, we're going to use snail and layer up the black piece first. Let's get my silicone mat. Just pop some snail on there. And that's going to go right in the middle of our card. Then we do the same with the red. I'm going to layer that centrally in the middle of our card. There we are. Now, while we've got the snail out, we'll just layer up the two layers in the middle, and we'll just, again, we're using real red. Got plenty of adhesive in there. And pop that inside. Make sure it's the right way up. Yeah. Bit of basic black. Center that one up. There we are. Right, I did say I was going to do some embossing on this one and on this one. So we'll start with the inside. And again, using the Versamark, just stamp up the happy birthday again. Right in the middle. And then I'm going to run my Versamark pad all the way along the edge here. And I'm going to do that all the way around. Using the copper embossing powder again. Sprinkle the embossing powder on. I'm making sure there's plenty going in there because I'm just going to pick up the embossing powder all the way around to give that edge of copper embossing. Got a little smudge there, so I'll just take that away. Okay, and we'll get the heat gun out again. and then you end up with it embossed around this edge just to give it like a more of a defined edge there. Okay, right, and now we're going to do something very similar to the little chicken. I'm literally going to bring my powder back in and just run this onto the top of my Versamark pad. If you want a thicker layer, you can take it in a bit deeper and then just literally dab it into the embossing powder. Okay, move that out of the way. Bring back in my heat tool. Pull this away. Okay, now we have just 2 more things to do. First of all, we're going to pop some snail on the back of the one for the centre. There we go. Plenty of adhesive as we embossed on there, and it can tend to warp a little bit. And that one we're going to pop inside of our card. Like so. It just gives it a little bit of a classy edge there with the gold, the copper embossing. And then for the front of the card, I'm going to pop this up with some Stampin' Up dimensionals. Again, as it's been embossed, we just need to pop an extra few in there. I'm going to pop them. Right way up. Going to lay that down in the middle, right there. There, and there's my finished card. I do hope you like it. It's embossed and stamped and watercoloured and layered on the front, and then embossed and stamped again and layered inside. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll be back with you again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.